There comes a moment in every journey when the visible world seems silent, when progress appears slow, and when the mind whispers doubts you never invited. Yet this moment, the one that feels uncertain, is actually the clearest sign that you are closer than you have ever been. The door you've been knocking on is not locked, it's simply opening from the inside. You are standing within arm's reach of the very victory you have prayed for, imagined, and carried in your heart. Everything you desire already exists in the unseen. Your job is not to force it, chase it, or beg for it. Your job is to align with it. The end you have imagined, the vision you've held quietly in your spirit, is not fantasy. It is a preview of what's already yours. Life is not happening to you, it is unfolding through you, responding to the inner movie you replay every day. You may not see the full picture yet, but you can feel it. That slight pull forward, that whisper of hope, that inner warmth that tells you, don't give up now. That is not coincidence, that is confirmation. You are standing on the edge of completion. What you're longing for is already complete. You're simply catching up to it. Hold your state, even when nothing around you changes. The outer world always lags behind the inner shift. Do not measure your progress by what your eyes see, measure it by what your heart knows. One shift in feeling can open doors that years of effort could not. And when you embody the emotion of already having what you desire, the world rearranges itself to match you. This is why your faith matters now more than ever. Not blind faith, creative faith. Not hope alone, but the knowing that what you have claimed in imagination is yours by right of consciousness. Every great transformation begins within. Every miracle starts as a feeling. Every victory is born in the unseen. So when resistance shows up, don't collapse, rise. When delay appears, don't doubt. Deepen. When circumstances challenge you, don't shrink, expand. Because the pressure you feel is not a sign of defeat. It is the world bending, shifting, recalibrating itself to deliver what you have already accepted as true. You are so close, closer than your doubts want you to believe, closer than your fears can comprehend, closer than the world can currently reveal. And the beautiful truth is this: your victory is not coming, it's unfolding. Piece by piece, moment by moment, step by step. Do not give up. Do not withdraw your belief. Do not trade your destiny for temporary discouragement. Keep walking in the feeling of fulfillment. Keep holding the end in your heart. Keep trusting the invisible process working in your favor, as there will come a moment soon when everything aligns at once. A moment where the struggle makes sense. A moment where the delays reveal their purpose. A moment where you will look back and realize you are only one breath away from breakthrough. You're so close to winning everything. Stay in the knowing. Stay in the feeling. Keep believing. Your victory is already yours. Your breakthrough is not something you are chasing, nor something you are trying to earn through effort or struggle. It is already complete in the unseen, fully formed, waiting for you to arrive at the version of yourself who can hold it. The moment the desire was born within you, The seed of its fulfillment was born as well. There is no gap between the creation of the desire and the completion of the breakthrough. The only gap is your awareness of it. You are not fighting for something uncertain. You are walking towards something finished. In the unseen realm, everything exists in its final state. Every answered prayer, every door that will open, every opportunity that will meet you, every healing, every reconciliation, every promotion, every rise, it is all already done. What feels like waiting in the physical world is simply alignment in the spiritual world. You are coming into harmony with what has already been prepared for you. Life is not moving randomly. It is guiding you, step by step, toward a destination that is already completed. Imagine a traveler walking toward a city on the horizon. Even before he arrives, the city is already there. Its buildings, its lights, its roads, its people. He does not create the city by walking toward it. He simply becomes aware of it as he gets closer. This is how your breakthrough works. Your walking does not build it. Your effort does not construct it. And your fear cannot destroy it. It is already standing, waiting, ready. You merely move toward the awareness of what already exists. When you feel moments of resistance or doubt, you are not being pushed away from your breakthrough. You are being refined to match it. The journey is shaping you into the version of yourself who can receive, hold, and sustain what is already finished. Sometimes this shaping feels like delay. Sometimes it feels like silence. Sometimes it feels like the world is working against you. But every stretch, every quiet season, every test of faith is not punishment. It is preparation. The unseen completion of your breakthrough is the reason you feel that inner pull. It is why you cannot let the dream go, why the vision returns again and again, why something in you says, keep going. Your breakthrough calls to you because it exists. You do not long for things that are impossible. Desire is proof of destiny. The end is already written. You are simply walking the pages. So do not be discouraged by what you do not yet see. The visible world always lags behind the invisible. The moment you believe, align, and accept the finished version, your outer circumstances begin shifting to catch up. Life must mirror the inner state you choose to hold. That is why staying faithful, staying grounded, and staying connected to the end result matters so deeply. You are walking toward what is finished. Every step is bringing you closer to an outcome that cannot be taken from you. Trust the unseen and continue forward. Your breakthrough is waiting in its completed form, ready for you to arrive. Imagination is not a child's game, nor a fleeting escape from reality. It is the creative engine of your life, the inner workshop where every future victory is first built. The world you live in now is shaped by the thoughts, feelings, and images you once entertained within yourself. Before anything becomes physical, it must first exist as an idea, a picture, a feeling. Imagination is the blueprint, the invisible draft that determines the structure of what will eventually manifest in the visible world. What you hold within becomes what you hold in your hands, because life always reflects the state of your inner world. When you imagine something with clarity and emotion, you give it life. You feed it energy. You begin the process of turning the unseen into the seen. Every great achievement, every invention, every breakthrough began in someone's imagination long before the world ever saw it. The mind creates the pattern, and reality obediently follows. This is why your inner life matters more than your outer circumstances. Circumstances can be misleading. They show you what has already been created, not what is possible. Imagination, however, shows you the future before it arrives. Your imagination is not limited by your current conditions. It sees beyond what is into what could be. It is the space where you hold the picture of your desired outcome until it becomes so familiar, so real, that the outer world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match it. When you consistently dwell in the feeling of already having your desire, you program your subconscious mind to accept it as truth. Once accepted within, it must express without. The inner blueprint becomes the outer structure. This is why it is dangerous to let fear or doubt dominate your imagination. Whatever you consistently picture, whether wanted or unwanted, becomes a blueprint. If you imagine failure, you carve out a path for it. If you imagine rejection, you invite it. If you imagine lack, you create more of it. The mind does not judge. It simply creates according to the pattern it is given. You are always imagining something. The question is whether you are doing it consciously or unconsciously. When you choose to use your imagination intentionally, you reclaim your creative power. You stop living by reaction and start living by design. You become the architect of your destiny rather than a victim of circumstance. The visions you hold become instructions to the universe, signals to your subconscious, and magnets that draw opportunities, people, and situations aligned with your inner picture. Your victories begin the moment you dare to imagine them. See yourself winning before you win. Feel yourself succeeding before you succeed. Walk in the end result before the world gives you permission. The feeling of fulfillment is the gateway. Once you have felt it within, it is only a matter of time before it appears in your physical experience. Your imagination is not fantasy, it is creation. It is the silent architect of your future. Whatever you hold within, with conviction, emotion, and consistency, will one day be the very thing you hold in your hands. The delay you are experiencing is not a sign that life has forgotten you or that your desire has been rejected. It is the quiet, intentional unfolding of divine timing, arranging every detail in ways you cannot yet see. When something meaningful is being prepared for you, the process often takes longer than your expectations, not because it is far away, but because it is being aligned perfectly. A delay is not a punishment. It is preparation, refinement, and preparation wrapped in silence. It is life saying, I am working on something bigger, something better, something complete. Divine timing does not operate on the schedule of human impatience. It sees the full picture, the connections you will need, the strength you must develop, the opportunities that must open, the people who must arrive, the doors that must be unlocked, and even the obstacles that must be removed before the blessing can land safely in your hands. What feels like inactivity in your world is often intense activity in the unseen. The delay is not about slowing you down. It is about positioning you in the right place, with the right mindset, at the right moment. Sometimes the delay is there to grow you into the person who can receive what you've asked for. A breakthrough given too soon can collapse under the weight of unprepared character. A blessing received prematurely can be misunderstood, undervalued, or mishandled. Life ensures that you are strengthened, matured, and sharpened so that when what you desire arrives, you won't just receive it, you will sustain it. Delay builds capacity, delay expands faith, delay deepens wisdom. It is crafting the version of you who belongs to the destiny you're moving toward. There are moments when you will wonder why things seem stuck or unmoving, but what appears still is often shifting beneath the surface. Just like seeds hidden underground, growth is happening even when your eyes cannot witness it. Roots are forming, foundations are strengthening, and life is preparing for emergence. The silence is not empty. It is full of movement you cannot measure yet. Divine timing also aligns people and circumstances in a way that simple effort cannot. Someone you have not met yet is being prepared to help you. A door that is currently closed is being unlocked. An opportunity you know nothing about is being shaped in your favor. The timing of these elements must converge for the breakthrough to land perfectly. If any piece arrives too early or too late, the whole picture loses its harmony. The delay, then, is not a denial. It is a process of synchronization. Everything is being put into place with precision. When the timing is right, things will move quickly, smoothly, and without force. What once felt heavy will become effortless. What seemed distant will feel immediate. And you will look back and understand why the delay was essential. So trust the pause, trust the silence, trust the stretch, trust the waiting. Something perfect is being aligned for your good. When it arrives, it will come with clarity, ease, and confirmation, and you will realize it was worth every moment of patience. Your inner state is the foundation upon which your entire life is built. Long before circumstances change, long before opportunities materialize, long before anything becomes visible, the shift begins within you. The outer world is not an independent force acting against you or in your favor. It is a mirror reflecting the emotional and mental atmosphere you consistently carry inside. When your inner state is filled with doubt, fear, or limitation, the world responds by presenting more of the same. But when you shift your feeling, when you choose faith over fear, calm over chaos, and confidence over uncertainty, you activate a transformation that the outer world must eventually match. Every experience in your life is filtered through your internal perception. Two people can face the same situation and experience entirely different realities because their inner states are different. One sees possibility, the other sees defeat. One sees opportunity, the other sees obstacles. The difference is not in the world, it is in the inner lens. When you shift your feeling, you change the lens through which you interpret every event, and that shift alters the outcome itself. Your feelings are not random reactions, they are creative forces. They communicate with your subconscious mind and instruct it on what to attract, what to focus on, and what to manifest. When you continuously feel lack, your mind searches for evidence of lack. When you feel unworthy, you unconsciously sabotage blessings. When you feel anxious, you amplify uncertainty. But when you cultivate the feeling of already having what you desire, your subconscious begins rearranging your thoughts, behaviors, and even the circumstances around you to align with that emotional blueprint. You cannot expect victory while habitually feeling defeated. You cannot invite abundance while emotionally living in lack. You cannot manifest love while carrying the vibration of fear or insecurity. The world cannot bring you what you are unwilling to feel within yourself. Feeling is the magnetic signal, and life responds faithfully to whatever you consistently emit. Shifting your inner state does not require forcing your emotions or pretending that challenges don't exist. It simply means choosing, again and again, to return to the emotional frequency that matches your desired outcome. If you want peace, cultivate peace within. If you want success, feel successful before the world gives you the proof. If you want healing, feel the relief of wholeness in your inner world first. This is not delusion, it is alignment. You are aligning your inner state with the version of yourself who already has the result you desire. When you shift your feeling, you shift your energy, and energy influences everything. People respond differently to you, opportunities appear where there were none, solutions arise with clarity, the world becomes cooperative rather than resistant, life begins to flow instead of fight you. The shift within becomes a shift without. Because reality mirrors the tone you set internally, your inner state is not just important, it is the architect of your destiny. Change your feeling, and the world cannot help but change with you. Faith is a silent, unseen bridge that carries you from your present reality to the future you are meant to inhabit. It is not built from logic, evidence, or reassurance from the world. It is built from trust. Trust in the unseen, trust in your inner knowing, trust in the promise that what you desire already exists in another realm and is waiting for you to catch up to it. Faith is the connection between who you are today and who you are destined to become. Without it, you remain anchored to what is. With it, you move boldly toward what can be. Faith does not ask you to understand every detail of the journey. It does not require a map, a timeline, or guarantees. It simply asks you to take the next step, even when you cannot see the entire path. It is the quiet whisper that says, "Keep going," when logic urges you to stop. It is the inner strength that carries you through uncertainty, knowing that the lack of visible progress does not mean the lack of actual progress. Faith walks ahead of sight, trusting that each step will reveal the next. This invisible bridge often feels fragile while you're walking on it. Your circumstances may not yet reflect your desire, your current environment might contradict your vision, doubt may try to convince you that you're foolish for believing in something you cannot yet touch. But faith is not the absence of doubt, it is the decision to keep moving forward despite it. Every step taken in faith strengthens the bridge beneath you, transforming what seemed uncertain into something solid and sure. Faith also stretches your identity. It asks you to embody the version of yourself who already lives in the reality you desire, to make choices, think thoughts, and feel emotions that align with your future, not your past. Faith requires you to rise to meet your destiny, even when the world around you has not yet shifted. In doing so, you become the energetic match for what you seek, and life has no choice but to respond. Sometimes faith feels like walking through darkness, guided only by an inner light no one else can see. Others may doubt your path or fail to understand your vision, but faith is deeply personal. It is between you and the unseen. It is your commitment to the truth that the future calling you is real, meaningful, and meant for you. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is spiritual certainty. It is the inner assurance that what you are moving toward is already waiting for you. When you look back on your life, you will realize that every major breakthrough required you to walk by faith first. The bridge only appeared sturdy after you crossed it. The blessings only made sense after they arrived. The path only seemed clear once you reached the destination. This is the beauty of faith. It carries you forward when nothing else can. It is the invisible bridge between your present and your promise, between your current reality and your destiny. And when you choose to trust it, it will always lead you exactly where you are meant to arrive. Victory is not awarded to the one with the most resources, the clearest path, or the loudest support. It belongs to the one who refuses to surrender the end result, no matter how silent, slow, or uncooperative the world appears. The person who holds the vision when there is no evidence, who keeps believing when circumstances contradict the dream, who remains loyal to the final outcome, even when the journey feels uncertain. That is the person life eventually yields to. Persistence of vision is stronger than any obstacle, any delay, and any temporary setback. The world often tests you by withholding visible signs of progress. It wants to know whether your belief is dependent on proof or whether your proof is built on belief. Most people abandon their dreams not because they are impossible, but because the outer world does not immediately validate them. They let go too early. But the one who succeeds is the one who understands that the end result must be held firmly within, long before it can appear without. Faithful imagination is the soil in which victory grows. Holding the end result is not about wishful thinking. It is about embodying the outcome internally with such conviction that nothing external can shake it. When you refuse to let go of the vision, you create an inner state that overrides temporary appearances. The world reflects your persistence. What you continually affirm, emotionally accept, and mentally revisit becomes the reality you eventually walk into. The outer environment must rearrange itself to match the reality you refuse to let go of. There will be moments when everything seems to contradict your belief. Moments when doors close, when delays stretch longer than expected, when even the people around you doubt the vision you carry. But victory is born in these moments, not in the moments when everything seems easy. These challenges are not signs of failure. They are invitations to anchor the end result even deeper within yourself. The more unwavering your internal certainty becomes, the less power external conditions have over you. Every great achievement in history was once invisible. Every success story began with someone holding on to a vision no one else could see. They continued despite ridicule, despite setbacks, despite silence. Their endurance was the birthplace of their victory. The world eventually made room for what they held inside. It always does. Life bends toward the one who stands firm in conviction. When you hold the end result, you train your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations. You open doors through persistence that talent alone could never open. You align your emotions, decisions, and actions with the version of you who has already succeeded. You become the living embodiment of the outcome before it physically exists, and in doing so, you accelerate its arrival. Victory is not luck, it is loyalty. It is loyalty to the vision when no one is clapping, when nothing is moving, and when the path is unclear. The world eventually yields to the person who refuses to yield within. When you hold the end result with unwavering certainty, you become unstoppable. And sooner or later, the world delivers the very thing you never let go of. In the end, everything you desire, every victory, every breakthrough, every transformation begins within you. The world responds to the inner state you choose to hold, the vision you refuse to abandon, and the faith you dare to walk in even when nothing around you affirms it. You are not chasing a future that is uncertain, you are aligning with a destiny that is already prepared. Destiny is with physical reality. The delays are shaping you, the challenges are refining you, and the unseen is working tirelessly in your favor. Hold the end result with unwavering conviction, trust the timing, and walk forward in the feeling of completion. You are closer than you think, stronger than you realize, and destined for more than you know. Thank you for listening, and thank you for believing in the power within you. There comes a moment in your journey when everything that once felt scattered, uncertain, or incomplete begins to take its rightful place. A moment when you can feel something shifting, not on the outside but within you. And that inner shift is the first undeniable sign that things are coming together, that the season of waiting is closing, and the season of receiving is opening. You may not see the full picture yet, but the arrangement is already happening. The right people, opportunities, doors, ideas, and pathways have already been touched by the unseen currents that respond to your inner state. Life has been quietly organizing itself around the assumptions you have held. Every belief you repeated, every mental picture you revisited, every feeling you nurtured within yourself has been forming the blueprint of what now begins to manifest. Things are coming together, not because you fought harder or struggled longer, but because you finally aligned. You finally allowed the version of you who already has it to breathe, to exist, to take its rightful place in your consciousness. And the moment you did, the outer world received its instructions. You must understand, nothing shows up randomly, nothing arrives out of place. The pieces you once thought were missing were never missing. They were preparing. They were developing in silence, waiting for the exact moment when your inner readiness matched their arrival. And that moment is now approaching. You are stepping into a phase where things that once felt difficult will suddenly become effortless. Roads that were blocked will open. Conversations will lead to breakthroughs. What you once prayed for will start showing up in ways that feel almost too precise to be coincidence. Because it isn't coincidence. It is the response to your inner work, your inner shift, your inner decision to live from the end instead of striving toward it. So get ready to receive. Get ready. Not by worrying about how or when, but by assuming that it is already yours. Prepare yourself like someone who knows the blessing is on the way. Prepare your mind, your emotions, your habits. Prepare the space in your life, because the arrival is guaranteed once the state has been claimed. Do not judge your life by what you see today. What you see is merely the harvest of yesterday's assumptions. Your new assumptions, your new inner alignment are already creating a new unfolding. Feel it. Accept it. Things are coming together faster than you think. Pieces you forgot about are returning. Ideas you left behind are resurfacing. People who can elevate your journey are being moved into place. Solutions you could not have imagined are forming right now. Stand in the knowing that what you have asked for, lived for, and prepared for is already finding its way to you. Your responsibility now is simple. Stay in the feeling of fulfillment. Stay in the assumption that it's done. Live as the version of you who has already received, because when you do, the outer world will have no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect that truth. Things are coming together beautifully, perfectly, powerfully. Get ready, because what you're about to receive is bigger than what you've been waiting for. Your inner assumptions are silently arranging the outer world to match them, shaping your experiences in ways you may not always recognize at first. The world you encounter is not a random sequence of events, nor is it governed solely by luck or external forces. Much of what you meet in your outer reality is the reflection of the quiet convictions you carry within. These assumptions, those deep, often unspoken beliefs about who you are, what you deserve, and what is possible for you, become the organizing blueprint for your life. When you assume something inwardly, even without speaking it aloud, you begin to live in alignment with it. Your tone changes, your expectations shift, your imagination forms different pictures, and your choices follow a new path. Without realizing it, you step into the role of the person who holds that assumption, and life responds accordingly. It is not magic or coincidence. It is the natural consequence of consciousness expressing itself through your experiences. If you assume lack, you will unconsciously notice every instance of it. You will interpret situations through the lens of not enough, and you will attract experiences that confirm that belief. It will feel as though the world is denying you, when in truth you have been denying yourself. Your assumption becomes the silent command that life must obey. But when you adopt a new inner assumption, one rooted in abundance, worthiness, or possibility, you begin to open doors that once seemed closed. Even before anything external changes, there is a shift in how you walk, how you see yourself, and how you engage with your environment. You begin to act like someone who knows success is natural, who expects love to find them, who trusts that opportunities are meant for them. These subtle inner movements create the conditions that allow new experiences to emerge. The outer world does not argue with your inner state, it mirrors it. Every time you persist in an assumption, not temporarily, but with steady conviction, you are giving the universe a blueprint to follow. The people you encounter, the timing of events, the way circumstances unfold, even the ideas that surface in your mind, are influenced by that deep inner stance. This is why changing your outer life often begins with shifting your inner assumptions. If you wait for the world to change first, you will wait forever. But when you choose to embody the state of already having what you desire, the world rises to meet that state. Life rearranges itself around the version of you that you have chosen to embody. You cannot fake an assumption because the inner feeling always reveals the truth. But you can cultivate it, you can internalize it, you can persist in it until it becomes natural. And once it feels natural within you, the outside must reflect it. Everything begins inwardly. Every breakthrough starts with a shift in consciousness, and every desire becomes inevitable the moment you assume it is already yours. The moment you stabilize your inner knowing, the pieces begin to move in your favor, not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you stop pushing against your own desire. When your inner knowing becomes steady, unwavering, and clear, you step into a new vibration of certainty. You no longer oscillate between hope and doubt, between belief and fear. Instead, you settle into a quiet confidence that what you desire is already yours in consciousness and therefore must take shape in your reality. This stabilized inner knowing is not loud or dramatic, it is not forced, nor is it dependent on physical evidence. It is a calm recognition, a state where you don't need to convince yourself anymore. You simply know. And that knowing becomes a powerful signal that reshapes the world around you. When your inner state becomes firm, your thoughts stop scattering, your imagination stops flipping between best case and worst case scenarios. Your emotional reactions soften, your decisions become aligned with the version of yourself who already has what you desire. Without even trying, you begin to embody the identity of someone who's secure in their outcome. You walk differently, speak differently, think differently, and these small internal shifts create ripples that influence how life unfolds. The reason things start to move in your favor when your inner knowing stabilizes is simple. Your consciousness becomes coherent. Before this point, your desire may have been split. Part of you believed, part of you doubted, part of you accepted the possibility, part of you feared disappointment. That inner division creates mixed signals, and life responds to those mixed signals accordingly. But when you unify your belief, when you align your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions into one clear direction, you create momentum. You tap into the creative power of a mind that is no longer fighting itself. This unity of consciousness is what allows circumstances to shift more quickly and more smoothly. Opportunities begin to appear not because they were missing before, but because you are now tuned to notice them. People who can support your progress show up because your energy invites them. Ideas come to you with clarity because your mind is no longer cluttered with doubt. Even delays transform into divine timing because you interpret them through a new lens, one that trusts the unfolding rather than questions it. This stabilized inner knowing becomes your anchor. It keeps you grounded even when your senses try to contradict you. It prevents you from being swayed by temporary appearances. You stop reacting to every fluctuation in your outer world, and instead you remain loyal to the state you have claimed within. And life must honor that state because your outer experience cannot remain unchanged when your inner conviction has shifted. The moment you stabilize your inner knowing, you step into alignment with the version of yourself who already possesses the fulfillment of your desire. And once that alignment is achieved, the world begins its rearrangement. People, events, timing, solutions, and breakthroughs all start moving toward you. Not by chance, but by inevitability. Your inner knowing is the foundation. Once it becomes steady, everything built upon it must reflect that certainty. This is why, when you finally settle into the truth of your desire without wavering, the pieces of your life begin aligning in a way that you can feel, see, and soon experience fully. What seems delayed is simply aligning in perfect order behind the scenes, working itself out with a precision that you may not recognize until the moment of fulfillment arrives. We are often conditioned to believe that waiting signifies lack, that silence means nothing is happening, or that delay is a sign of denial. But in reality, every desire has its own unfolding, and what you call a delay is often the very process that ensures everything arrives at the right time, in the right way, and in the right form. The universe is not withholding anything from you. Life is not ignoring your intention. Rather, the circumstances, people, ideas, and events needed to fulfill your desire are being prepared and positioned. This preparation can take time, not because the manifestation is difficult, but because alignment is essential. Alignment is the invisible work that ensures you receive not just what you ask for, but what will truly support your growth, your evolution, and your long-term joy. When something seems delayed, it is easy to fall into frustration or doubt. You may question your assumptions, your beliefs, or even your worthiness. But this is the exact moment when trust is most important. The unseen realm operates on order, not chaos. Everything that shows up in your life has a sequence, a path, and a timing that is designed to create the best possible outcome. You may not see the full picture yet, but the picture is being assembled piece by piece. Imagine a masterpiece painting being created behind a curtain. From your viewpoint, nothing seems to be happening. It looks like stillness, but behind the curtain, every stroke is being applied with intention. Every color is being chosen with care. The outcome is being sculpted with precision. When the curtain is finally lifted, you realize that what felt like inactivity was actually intricate preparation. The same applies to your life. When your desire feels delayed, remember that movement is happening in the unseen. Your state of consciousness is being matched with external circumstances. Resources are being gathered, people are being prompted, paths are being opened, ideas are being refined. You are being shaped internally so that when the desire arrives, you can sustain it and grow with it. Sometimes what appears as a delay is actually protection. If something came too early, it might overwhelm you. If it came in the wrong form, it might distract you from your true calling. If the wrong people were attached to it, it might hinder your progress. The delay ensures that everything aligns to support your highest outcome. When you understand this, you stop fighting the timing of your life. You stop forcing outcomes. You stop doubting the process. Instead, you begin to trust the unseen orchestration that is always working on your behalf. You recognize that the delay is not a punishment, it is preparation. And when the alignment is complete, what once felt late will arrive right on time. You will look back and see how every pause had purpose, how every moment of waiting was shaping you, and how the perfect order of events brought everything together in a way more beautiful than you could have imagined. Nothing is wasted, nothing is random. What seems delayed is simply being aligned, quietly, perfectly, and inevitably, behind the scenes. Your preparation is a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. It is not merely about the actions you take, but the state of consciousness you embody while taking them. Preparation is a powerful declaration that you believe your desire is on its way. When you prepare, you are acting from the end, behaving as though the fulfillment is already part of your reality. This shift in behavior, mindset, and energy becomes a magnetic force that draws your desire closer. Preparation is not driven by fear or desperation. It is driven by certainty. When you prepare for something, you demonstrate that you expect its arrival. Think of how someone cleans their home when they know an honored guest is coming. They don't question whether the guest will show up. They prepare because they know. This certainty is what sends a clear signal to the universe. I am aligned with what I seek. I have made space for it. I'm ready. The universe responds not to your wishes, but to your state. Wishing is passive. Preparation is active. Wishing says, I hope this happens someday. Preparation says, It's happening, and I'm making room for it now. This difference in inner position is profound. It moves you from longing to receiving, from hoping to knowing, from waiting to welcoming. When you prepare inwardly, you reorganize your assumptions. You begin to see yourself as the person who already has the blessing. You imagine differently. You think differently. You make decisions from the perspective of someone who has already stepped into the new reality. This inner preparation is the most important part because the outer world must follow the blueprint of your inner world. Once your identity shifts inwardly, your circumstances cannot remain the same. But preparation also shows up outwardly. If you are preparing for financial increase, for example, you might start learning how to manage larger sums of money or clearing out old patterns of spending. If you are preparing for love, you may begin healing emotional wounds, creating space in your life, or treating yourself with the respect you expect from a partner. If you are preparing for a new opportunity, you might update your skills, organize your environment, or align your time with your emerging vision. These outward steps are not what manifest the desire. They are reflections of an inner assumption that the desire is already yours. They reinforce your belief, deepen your alignment, and accelerate the manifestation. Preparation removes doubt. It dissolves hesitation. It solidifies your expectation. When you prepare, you claim the blessing before it arrives. You walk into the state of fulfillment. You embody readiness. The universe reads this readiness as a clear, unmistakable signal. It sees that you are no longer questioning, no longer wavering, no longer hoping from a distance. You are welcoming, you are receiving, you are aligned. And when you reach that level of inner preparation, the outer world must respond. Doors open, paths clear, opportunities appear, people show up. What you once thought was far away begins to move toward you with surprising speed and precision. Your preparation is the bridge between desire and manifestation. It is your affirmation that the blessing is already yours. The moment you prepare, the universe says they are ready. And once readiness is achieved, receiving becomes inevitable. The unseen realm responds to your conviction, not your circumstances. Life does not move according to what you see with your physical eyes, but according to what you accept as true within yourself. This is why two people in the same situation can have entirely different outcomes. Because the invisible world is influenced not by appearances, but by belief. Circumstances are temporary, shifting, and often misleading. Conviction, however, is the deeper current that shapes the direction of your life. When you hold a strong inner conviction, you tap into a creative force that is far greater than the conditions surrounding you. Even if everything in your environment seems to contradict your desire, your conviction has the power to override those appearances. The unseen realm responds to the inner reality you choose to occupy. It hears the tone of your belief, the steadiness of your assumption, the consistency of your emotional state, and it mirrors that back to you. This is why it's possible to be surrounded by lack and still manifest abundance, or to face obstacles and still experience breakthroughs. It is not the circumstance that determines your outcome. It is the conviction you carry despite the circumstance. Your conviction is the seed, and the unseen realm is the soil. Your outer world is simply the harvest. If the seed is weak, confused, or inconsistent, the harvest will reflect that. But when the seed is firm, When the conviction is strong, the harvest becomes inevitable. Conviction is not loud. It does not come from forcing yourself to think positive thoughts or repeating words you don't truly feel. True conviction is a deep inner knowing, a calm assurance, a settled belief that transcends what you see. It is the inner stance that says, even if nothing around me suggests it, I know what is mine. This knowing becomes the dominant vibration of your consciousness, and the unseen realm always responds to dominance, not noise. Circumstances can be deceiving. They are merely reflections of past thoughts, past beliefs, past assumptions. They are old echoes. When you understand this, you stop letting them dictate your future. You realize that by changing your conviction, you change the very blueprint that creates your outer world. The unseen realm does not wait for conditions to improve before it begins its work. It responds the moment you shift internally, the moment you choose a new belief, the moment you step into the state of having instead of wanting. This is why you must never allow temporary appearances to shake your inner knowing. Conviction must remain steady even when your senses bring conflicting reports. The unseen realm requires faithfulness to the inner image, not loyalty to the outer situation. When you remain unmoved within, the outer must eventually move to match you. As you strengthen your conviction, you become the cause rather than the effect. You stop reacting to life and begin directing it. The unseen realm bends to the power of your belief. It arranges, orchestrates, aligns, and delivers according to your dominant assumption. Circumstances may resist at first, but they cannot overpower conviction. Your inner state always wins. Your life will not reflect what you hoped for, wished for, or waited for. It will reflect what you believed with conviction. The unseen realm is responding even now. Hold the state. Hold the vision. Hold the knowing. And watch as the outer world reshapes itself around the truth you carry within. When you live from the end, everything needed for its fulfillment finds its way to you because you have occupied the state of the desired outcome before it becomes visible. Living from the end is not pretending, forcing, or wishing. It is assuming the reality of your desire so fully that your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors naturally align with it. When you do this, you create a powerful internal atmosphere that draws the circumstances, people, and opportunities required to manifest that outcome. To live from the end means to internally inhabit the version of yourself who already has what you want. You think from that identity, feel from that identity, and see the world through the lens of someone who has already arrived. This internal shift is what sets the entire process of manifestation in motion. You no longer chase outcomes. You become the person for whom those outcomes are normal. And when you become that person, life responds accordingly. This is why things begin to flow more easily when you live from the end. Resistance dissolves because you are no longer reaching, longing, or questioning. You have stepped out of the energy of wanting and into the energy of having. And having is the state that the universe reflects. The outer world must imitate the inner. So when you dwell in the feeling of fulfillment, the world begins reshaping itself to mirror your inner world. Living from the end also sharpens your intuition. You start sensing which actions to take and which ones to ignore. You recognize the right opportunities because they feel familiar. They match the state you are already living in. People who can help you appear naturally, not by accident, but by alignment. Ideas emerge at the right moment because your mind is attuned to the frequency of your desired outcome. Even delays take on new meaning because you see them as part of a larger, perfectly timed unfolding. When you live from the end, you stop wasting energy trying to control every detail. You trust that what is needed will come to you because you are anchored in the state where it already exists. This is not passive resignation, it is powerful surrender. An inner stance that says, it's already done. From this place of completion, you move with confidence instead of desperation, clarity instead of confusion, and ease instead of effort. The world around you begins to respond to this internal certainty. The right conversations happen, unexpected connections form, hidden pathways reveal themselves. What once seemed impossible becomes effortless because you have aligned with the version of yourself who naturally experiences that outcome. You become a magnet for everything connected to the fulfillment of your desire. Living from the end also frees you from the emotional turbulence of waiting. You no longer look for signs or wonder when it will happen. Instead, you embody the emotional tone of the wish fulfilled now. And because your emotions are the most powerful creative force, the outer world has no choice but to reorganize itself to match them. Everything needed, every opportunity, meeting, insight, and shift finds you because your inner world has already accepted the fulfillment. You are not attracting randomly. You are aligning intentionally. You are not hoping for a future moment. You are living the reality of it now. Everything in your life is moving toward the fulfillment of what you have claimed within. The assumptions you hold, the inner knowing you stabilize, the preparation you make, the conviction you carry, and the decision to live from the end, all of it is shaping the reality that is now unfolding for you. Nothing is out of place. Nothing is working against you. Every moment, every shift, every delay, and every breakthrough is part of a divine orchestration that is aligning you with what is already yours in consciousness. Your only task now is to remain faithful to the inner truth you have accepted. Do not let appearances shake you. Do not let temporary circumstances distract you. Stand firm in the state of fulfillment and trust the unseen work that is happening on your behalf. The pieces are moving, the path is opening, the blessing is on its way, not someday, but now, because you have already received it within. Everything is coming together. Stay ready, stay aligned. Stay in the knowing that what you desire is inevitable. Thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing this message to be a part of your journey. There are moments in life when the outer world seems quiet, almost still, yet something inside you knows a shift has already begun. You can feel it, not with your eyes, but with your awareness. There is a certainty rising, a quiet but powerful knowing that something big is aligning for you, something that will change the entire direction of your life. When the inner world moves, the outer world cannot remain the same. Reality must reorganize itself to match the state you now occupy. Things are moving into place quickly because your inner state has finally stabilized. You've stopped begging for change and instead you've become the version of yourself that expects it. You are no longer waiting, you are embodying. This is the turning point most people miss. The moment you shift from wishing to knowing, everything accelerates. What once seemed distant suddenly begins to show itself in small signs, unexpected opportunities, new paths, and effortless opening. The outer is simply obeying the inner. You may not see the full picture yet, but the foundation is already built. The pieces are sliding into position with precision. The timing is being perfected. Events are rearranging themselves to serve the reality you have claimed within. You didn't force it, your assumption did the work. Your conviction did the work. Your willingness to hold the feeling of the fulfilled desire did the work. You have been planting the seed in consciousness, and now the harvest is rushing toward you. Do not mistake the silence before the breakthrough as a lack of movement. Silence often means the universe is working at full speed behind the scenes. Think of it like the final lock clicking open, just before the door swings wide. You are closer than you imagine. You are standing at the edge of the moment where everything changes, where the unseen becomes seen and the long awaited becomes your new normal. Something big is coming fast because you have already accepted it within yourself. You have shifted your identity, and your world must reflect that shift. Life has no choice but to show you the version of reality that matches your state of being. So stay faithful, stay grounded, stay aware of the power that is already working in your favor. Things are not just moving, they are moving quickly. The alignment has begun. The breakthrough has already started its journey toward you. Prepare your mind, your emotions, your expectations, and your environment, because the life you have imagined is no longer a distant possibility. It is unfolding. It is forming. It is approaching with speed. Something big is coming, and it's coming fast. Keep your inner world steady, and you will witness the outer world transform in ways that will leave you in awe. The moment you shift within, the world rushes to rearrange itself around your new state of being. This is not poetic exaggeration, it is the unseen law that governs every visible change in your life. Your inner world is the command center, the place where every outcome is first formed, long before it shows itself in the physical realm. Nothing changes out there until something changes in here. And the instant that inner change becomes real, emotionally, mentally, energetically, the external world begins to respond with a speed that often feels supernatural. This shift within is not a thought you repeat or a wish you make. It is the moment you become the version of yourself who already owns the outcome you desire. When you inhabit that state fully, even for a moment, the world around you detects it. Circumstances that once resisted you begin to soften, delays begin to dissolve. People show up, ideas come alive, opportunities reveal themselves, and what once felt impossible suddenly becomes reachable, believable, and eventually inevitable. This is one of the permanent symbols of purpose. This is because you are no longer interacting with life from the old version of yourself. The old state has lost its power, and the new one has taken over. Your outer world is always a mirror of who you are being internally. When your inner state is filled with doubt, fear, or uncertainty, life reflects that with obstacles, stagnation, and confusion. But the moment you shift into a state of certainty, where you no longer hope but know, the mirror must change its reflection. You don't have to force anything, push anything, or manipulate anything. The shift does the work. The state you occupy becomes the command that life must follow. And once that command is issued from within, the rearrangement begins. This rearrangement often happens quietly at first, behind the scenes. You may not see immediate evidence, but the movement has already started. It's like changing the direction of a river. The moment the course is redirected, the water follows. Your inner shift acts as that redirection. Reality flows toward the new state with precision and intelligence. Events that once seemed disconnected begin to form patterns. Coincidences multiply. Unexpected messages, breakthroughs, and alignments show up with timing so perfect that you cannot deny the shift has taken effect. What's most incredible is that the world does not simply respond to your new state, it reorganizes itself quickly. It rushes to meet you where you are now standing internally. This is why sudden breakthroughs often happen after long periods of nothingness. The world was waiting for you. The moment you shifted, life obeyed. So when you shift from lack to abundance, the opportunities for increase begin to appear. When you shift from insecurity to confidence, people respond with more respect and openness. When you shift from loneliness to self-worth, relationships that match your new state enter your life with ease. The world is always moving in harmony with your inner being. And when that inner being changes, the world moves swiftly to support it. What you assume as true forces all events to move in harmony with that assumption. This is one of the most profound truths about human experience, yet most people treat their assumptions as casual thoughts, rather than the powerful creative forces they are. An assumption is not a wish, not a hope, not even a belief. It is a quiet inner acceptance of something as fact, even before there is any evidence to support it. Once you adopt an assumption, whether consciously or unconsciously, your entire world begins to organize itself around that inner conviction. Assumptions are the seeds from which the events of your life grow. They form the lens through which you interpret the world and the filter through which life responds to you. When you assume that something is difficult, your mind will highlight obstacles, your actions will reflect hesitation, and your environment will mirror resistance. When you assume that something is possible, doors begin to open, ideas come to you, people appear, and life seems to cooperate in unexpected ways. You are not waiting for life to change. Life is waiting for you to assume a new truth. This is because an assumption isn't merely a thought, it is a state of being. It shapes your emotions, your expectations, your behavior, and even the subtle signals you send out into your environment. Others respond to your assumptions without you ever speaking them. Circumstances bend themselves to align with them. Coincidences arrange themselves to confirm them, and your world becomes a reflection of the assumption you have chosen to hold. When you assume success, you begin to carry yourself differently. Your energy becomes more confident. You speak with greater clarity. You take actions you would have avoided under the assumption of failure. Because of this inner shift, people respond to you with more trust, opportunities appear more naturally, and situations that once felt heavy begin to flow with ease. Your assumption has commanded life to adjust itself in your favor. Likewise, assuming abundance creates a state of gratitude, openness, and expectation. This state draws circumstances that match it. Financial breakthroughs, new possibilities, and unexpected blessings start to appear, not because the world suddenly changed on its own, but because your assumption changed and the world is obeying it. The same is true with relationships. When you assume you are valued, loved, or worthy, the world reflects that truth back to you. When you assume the opposite, the world reflects that too. Life is not deciding for you. Your assumptions are deciding the quality of your experiences. Your assumption is the silent request you send to the universe, and the universe fulfills it with perfect precision. What you assume becomes the script that reality follows. It is the inner command that tells every event, every person, and every circumstance how to behave in your world. Nothing can resist a deeply held assumption because it is rooted in your state of consciousness, the creative core of your being. When you deliberately choose an assumption that aligns with your highest vision, life has no choice but to cooperate. Acceleration begins the instant your inner conviction becomes stronger than your outer doubts. This is the moment everything changes, not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you stop giving your power to appearances. Doubt is an outer voice, conviction is an inner authority. When conviction finally outweighs doubt, something shifts in your consciousness that sends a clear signal to life. This is who I am now. This is what I accept as mine. From that point forward, events begin to move at a speed that surprises you. The world starts catching up to the identity you have already embraced within yourself. Outer doubts come from what you can see, what you have experienced, and what others have told you. They are rooted in the past and cling to the old version of you. They whisper limitations, delays, and reasons why your desire might not unfold. But inner conviction comes from a deeper place, a place untouched by the past and undisturbed by the senses. Conviction is knowing without seeing, claiming without proof, and feeling the end result as already real even when nothing around you has changed. When this inner conviction becomes stronger than the voice of doubt, alignment begins. This is the turning point. Before this moment, your desire may feel like a distant idea, something you hope for but don't fully inhabit. Doubts tug at your energy, slowing everything down. You shift between belief and disbelief, between certainty and fear. But the moment you cross that inner threshold, when conviction becomes your dominant state, you no longer waver. You no longer look outside for confirmation. You create the confirmation within. And because the inner world is the cause, the outer world must follow. Acceleration happens because conviction stabilizes your state of being. You stop contradicting yourself. You stop sending mixed signals into your reality. Instead of maybe, hopefully, or someday, you step into this is mine, this is done, this is who I am. That clarity acts like a command. Life responds not to your wishes but to your certainty. And once that certainty is established, the universe rearranges itself with speed and precision. Sudden opportunities appear. Ideas that were once blurry become clear. People you need cross your path at the exact right time. What once seemed impossible now feels natural. The momentum you've been waiting for begins. Not because the world changed on its own, but because you changed the world from within. Your conviction created a gravitational pull that draws your desire toward you and draws you toward it. Outer doubt has no real power once conviction takes over. It may still whisper, but it cannot dominate. Your inner state becomes the strongest force in your life, and that force pushes everything forward. Acceleration is the byproduct of inner alignment. When you no longer question whether it will happen, you create the conditions for it to happen quickly. The moment your inner conviction outweighs your outer doubts, life stops delaying and starts delivering. The path clears, the momentum builds, and the reality you once chased begins moving rapidly in your direction. Life reshuffles itself rapidly when you hold the feeling of the fulfilled desire as your only reference point. This means you stop measuring your progress by what the outer world shows and start measuring it solely by the internal state you choose to inhabit. The fulfilled desire becomes your internal home, your emotional foundation, and once you occupy that state consistently, reality begins reorganizing itself with remarkable speed to match it. The shift is subtle at first, but powerful. You are no longer reacting to conditions. You are directing them. Holding the feeling of the fulfilled desire is not merely daydreaming or imagining occasionally. It is a deep emotional alignment where you carry yourself as though the thing you seek is already a part of your life. You think from the outcome rather than about it. You respond to life as the person who already has it. You speak, move, and feel from the version of yourself who has crossed the finish line. This inner acceptance sends a clear message to the world. This is my truth now. And once that message is consistent, life has no choice but to rearrange itself accordingly. Most people look to the outside world for reassurance. They wait for a sign, a step, or a piece of evidence before they allow themselves to feel certain. But the world is a mirror, and mirrors reflect, they do not originate. When you make the fulfilled desire your main emotional reference, you bypass the need for outer validation. You give the mirror a new image to reflect. You plant a new seed in consciousness, and the outer world begins to reconfigure around that seed. This is why change can happen so quickly once you stabilize the feeling. Your inner state becomes the blueprint, and events begin shifting rapidly to match it. Opportunities emerge that were invisible before. People respond to you differently because your energy has changed. Circumstances that once felt stuck begin to move with surprising fluidity. It can feel as though life itself wakes up and starts cooperating with you, aligning pieces you didn't even realize were connected. The world must respond because you are no longer oscillating between doubt and belief. You are no longer checking the physical world to see how things are going. Instead, you return again and again to the emotional reality of it is done. You hold the inner experience so firmly that the outer world becomes the student, not the teacher. It learns from your internal certainty and rushes to imitate it. This feeling of fulfillment has a magnetic power. It draws matching circumstances toward you while dissolving anything that contradicts it. The delays you once experienced were not because life was slow, but because your internal reference point kept shifting. Once you choose a single reference, the fulfilled desire, and remain loyal to it, acceleration begins naturally. Life reshuffles itself rapidly because it is designed to follow your dominant inner state. When you choose the state of completion, the world reorganizes itself to present you with the physical form of what you have already accepted within. This is the secret behind every sudden breakthrough. The inner world changed first, and the outer world had no choice but to follow. Your unseen inner movement is already causing visible outer movement. Every piece is falling exactly where it belongs, even when it appears that nothing is happening. Even when your outer circumstances seem still, your inner world is already activating the shift. Every assumption you hold, every feeling you dwell in, every quiet expectation you nurture is influencing the structure of your reality. The outer world does not move on its own. It moves in response to the silent decisions you make within yourself. And the moment you shift internally, the world begins adjusting, reorganizing, and aligning, whether you can perceive it or not. Inner movement is subtle. It's a quiet change in your attitude, the shift in your self-concept, the moment you begin to think from the end rather than toward it. It's the second you stop worrying about how things will unfold and instead assume that they already have. This inner stance, even if invisible to others, carries immense creative power. It sends out a signal that life must obey because the outer world is only a reflection of your internal state. The shift within is the cause. The movement outside is the effect. Sometimes you only recognize this truth in hindsight. You look back and realize that small coincidences, unexpected conversations, unusual impulses, and perfectly timed events were actually signs that your inner movement had already been set in motion. You begin to see that nothing was random. Every piece was adjusting itself to serve the new reality you had accepted internally. Paths you didn't even know existed begin to open. People who were irrelevant before suddenly become important. Situations that once felt like obstacles reposition themselves as stepping stones. The rearrangement is precise, intelligent, and often astonishing. You might not see the full picture yet, but the rearrangement is already taking place. It's like watching a puzzle form, not from the edges, but from the center. At first, it seems chaotic, and you can't always make sense of the pieces. But slowly, the fragments begin to connect, and the picture becomes clearer. The same is true in your life. Your unseen inner movement is guiding the outer pieces into order, ensuring that everything aligns with your new state of being. This is why persistence in your inner world matters so deeply. Even when the outer world looks unchanged, you must remember that movement is happening beneath the surface. Foundations are shifting. Paths are being carved. People are being guided. Circumstances are being rearranged. What looks like silence is often the moment of most intense activity behind the scenes. Life is placing each piece precisely where it needs to be for your desired outcome to unfold. Trust this process. Trust the invisible. Trust the movement you can feel but cannot yet see. Every piece is falling exactly where it belongs, not by luck or chance, but because your inner world has instructed the outer world to align with the state you now occupy. When you move within, life must move without. What you have claimed internally is already becoming real externally. The unseen has already begun to take form. When your intention is clear and your inner state is anchored, manifestation stops being slow and becomes inevitable. Most people struggle not because their desires are too large, but because their inner world is scattered. They want one thing, fear another, expect something else, and react emotionally to whatever circumstances they see around them. This divided inner state creates friction, confusion, and stagnation. But once your intention becomes unmistakably clear, when you decide what you want and stop wavering, and once your inner state stabilizes around that decision, everything begins to accelerate. Manifestation becomes a natural consequence, not a distant hope. Clarity of intention is powerful. It cuts through doubt and eliminates the noise. A clear intention is a command, not a request. It is the moment you choose a direction with such conviction that your whole being aligns with it. When your intention is scattered, your energy is scattered. But when your intention is unified, your energy becomes a force. You stop contradicting your desire with fear or second guessing. You stop looking to the outer world to reassure you. You stop wondering if you're on the right path. Instead, you create the path internally, and the outer world forms around it. Anchoring your inner state means emotionally living in the reality of your fulfilled desire. You stop checking for signs and start embodying the outcome. You hold the feeling of already having what you want, and that feeling becomes your home base, your default state. Anchoring yourself in that emotional certainty is what turns manifestation from a slow process into an inevitable one. The outer world must mirror the state you maintain consistently. It cannot resist the clarity of your inner stance. When your inner state is anchored, doubt loses its influence. Fear loses its voice. External circumstances lose their power to sway you. You become steady, immovable, aligned. And this steadiness is the catalyst for rapid change. The universe responds to clarity and consistency because these qualities signal that you have already shifted your identity. You are no longer someone who is trying to get something. You are someone who has already become the version of yourself who possesses it. Reality bends to this version of you because your state defines your experience. Once both clarity and anchoring are present, manifestation speeds up because you are no longer sending mixed signals. Your inner world is not pulling in one direction while your fears pull in another. Instead, everything within you points toward the same outcome. This internal alignment creates momentum. It draws events, opportunities, people, timing, and paths directly toward you. It eliminates the delays caused by doubt and indecision. Manifestation becomes inevitable because you are now living from the end, not toward it. You are no longer hoping for change, you have become the change. You no longer seek confirmation, you provide it within yourself. You no longer wait, you claim. Once your inner world becomes aligned, the outer world becomes obedient. It must reflect the state you hold consistently, and it does so with increasing speed. When intention is clear and your inner state is anchored, manifestation isn't something you chase. It's something that unfolds. It becomes natural, effortless, and unavoidable. In the end, everything you seek begins and ends within you. The outer world is only the reflection, never the cause. The moment you shift inside, your assumptions, your feelings, your inner conviction, life begins to reorganize itself in ways you could never predict. What once felt slow becomes swift. What once felt distant begins moving toward you with speed and precision. Every inner movement creates an outer echo. And when you anchor yourself in the state of fulfillment, the world cannot help but deliver the physical form of what you have already accepted as true. You are not waiting for life. Life is waiting for your alignment. Once your intention is clear and your inner state is steady, manifestation becomes a matter of inevitability, not possibility. Everything begins to fall into place, exactly how it must, exactly when it must. The unseen becomes seen, the imagined becomes real, and the reality you once longed for becomes the life you live. Today I bring a message that will awaken a new sense of hope within you. Take a deep breath and listen carefully. This is the sign you've been waiting for. Something huge is coming your way. The first thing to understand is this: your imagination is not a fantasy. It is the blueprint of your reality. Every success you have ever achieved, every joy you have ever felt, first existed as a thought, a vision, a feeling. The universe responds not to your doubts, not to your fears, but to the clarity and intensity of your inner conviction. Right now, the small signs around you, a call, an unexpected opportunity, a message, even a fleeting thought, are confirmations. They are the universe whispering, you are on the right path. Keep going. Don't ignore them. Do not dismiss the quiet nudges of destiny. They are proof that your larger victory is already on its way. To welcome this monumental change, you must feel it now. Don't wait for the evidence to appear outside. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the life that is coming. Feel the joy, the pride, the peace. Let these feelings saturate your heart. The universe responds to the energy you emit. When your inner world is aligned with your desired outcome, the external world cannot help but reflect it. But be warned, your imagination alone is not enough. It must be paired with faith, without doubt. Trust in the invisible, even when the visible is slow to respond. Doubt is the only barrier between you and what is coming. Replace every thought of worry with unwavering certainty. Know that what is destined for you, persistence is your ally. External circumstances may seem to contradict your vision, but they are merely temporary distractions. Keep seeing the end in your mind. Keep living in the emotion of already having received it. Persistence in consciousness creates inevitability in reality. Embrace gratitude as if the blessing has already arrived. Thank the universe for the opportunities, the guidance, and the breakthroughs that are on their way. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture. It is a powerful force that accelerates the arrival of your desires. So, if you have been waiting for a sign, here it is. Look around you, within you, and know that something huge is coming your way. Prepare yourself. Imagine it, feel it, trust it, and when it arrives, you will recognize it not as a surprise, but as a natural outcome of your unwavering inner vision. Your moment is near. Step into it with confidence. Step into it with joy. And step into it knowing that the universe has already conspired in your favor. Every creation begins in the mind. Before a building rises, before a business thrives, before a masterpiece is born, it first exists as a thought, a vision, an idea imagined vividly within someone's consciousness. Your imagination is not merely a place of escape or fantasy. It is the creative engine that shapes your life. When you fully imagine the life you desire, when you allow yourself to feel it, see it, and live it internally, you are sending a signal to the universe that this reality is already yours. The power of imagination is often underestimated because it works quietly, invisibly, yet it is the origin of all tangible results. Nothing can appear in your external world that has not first been imagined, first been felt as real, first been entertained in your consciousness as an actual experience. When you engage your imagination, you are not simply daydreaming, you are participating in a profound act of creation. Each thought, each feeling, each vivid mental picture builds a momentum that draws circumstances, opportunities, and people into alignment with the reality you are holding within. It is important to understand that imagination is not bound by the limitations of the current physical world. The constraints you see outside yourself are only temporary reflections of your present state of consciousness. By imagining the life you desire as already complete, you are stepping beyond those limitations, opening the door to possibilities that the mind tethered to doubt cannot even conceive. Many people wait for external conditions to be perfect before they feel justified in dreaming or acting. But this is a reversal of the natural order. First, the inner world must be cultivated. Only then can the outer world reflect it. When you allow your imagination to take control, when you feel the joy, the fulfillment, and the satisfaction of the life you want as though it has already arrived, you are planting seeds in the fertile ground of reality. These seeds may remain invisible for a time, but their growth is invisible because imagination is the precursor to all manifestation. Imagination is more than visualizing. It is believing, feeling, and experiencing your desires from the standpoint of their completion. When you live in this inner reality consistently, the external world has no choice but to catch up. Opportunities, ideas, and synchronicities appear, seemingly out of nowhere, yet they are drawn by the magnetic force of your inner conviction. Your imagination, therefore, is not a trivial mental exercise. It is the most practical tool you possess. Today, na trejo travare, ko trejo travare trejo trejo. Every great achievement, every life-changing breakthrough, every innovation in history began in the invisible world of imagination before it became tangible. To embrace the power of your imagination fully, you must commit to it daily. Dedicate time to picture your life as you wish it to be. Feel it in your body, in your emotions, and in your heart. Let no skepticism dilute its force. The moment you treat your imagination as reality, the moment you live within it with unwavering belief, you set in motion a force that cannot fail. Everything begins within, and everything outside will eventually reflect the richness, the abundance, and the success that you have first dared to imagine. To truly manifest the life you desire, it is not enough to simply think about it or to visualize it superficially. The key is to live in the feeling of having already received it. Emotion is the bridge between your current reality and the reality you wish to experience. When you allow yourself to feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace, and the fulfillment of your desired outcome as if it has already arrived, you are aligning yourself with the very essence of creation. The universe responds not to idle thoughts or wishful thinking, but to the vibrations of feeling that you emit from within. Your emotions are the language of manifestation, and when they are fully aligned with the reality you seek, the external world is compelled to conform. Many people make the mistake of waiting for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel success, happiness, or abundance. They believe that once the external world reflects their desires, they can finally feel the corresponding emotions. This is a reversal of the natural law of creation. The feeling must come first. You must inhabit the end result in your consciousness before it materializes outside. By doing this, you create a magnetic field that draws the necessary people, events, and conditions to you. Every great achievement, every remarkable life transformation begins with this inner experience of having already won. To practice this, close your eyes and imagine a moment in the future as if it has already happened. See yourself living the life you desire, hear the sounds, sense the atmosphere, and most importantly, feel the emotions as though there is no tomorrow. Let the happiness, the pride, and the relief course through your body. The more real and tangible you make this internal experience, the stronger the signal you send to the universe. It is through this intense emotional involvement that your imagination is transformed into reality. The feeling of the end result is not fleeting or shallow, it is deep, immersive, and unwavering. It carries with it the authority of reality itself. When you consistently dwell in this state, doubts and fears lose their power over you. You are no longer dependent on the external world to confirm your success. Instead, you have anchored it firmly in your inner life. This inner alignment creates a natural flow where opportunities, resources, and synchronicities appear effortlessly. Life begins to move in harmony with your internal state. Living in the feeling of the end result also cultivates patience and trust. You understand that the world outside is merely reflecting the order you have already established within. You no longer chase outcomes or struggle against circumstances. Instead, you embody the reality you desire, knowing that the external manifestation is inevitable. Every emotion you experience in this state becomes a signal that accelerates the arrival of your desires. When you truly master this practice, your consciousness becomes a magnet, drawing everything you need to make your vision tangible. You are no longer a passive dreamer. You are an active creator, living in the fullness of what is already yours. By feeling the end result now, you bridge the gap between what is and what can be, transforming your life from the inside out, one emotion at a time. Life is constantly speaking to you, though most people fail to listen. Every small success, every chance encounter, every moment that seems coincidental carries a deeper meaning. These are not random events, they are signs, confirmations from the universe that you are moving in the right direction. The universe communicates in subtle ways, guiding you, encouraging you, and signaling that what you have been envisioning is beginning to take shape. The challenge is that most of us are so focused on what hasn't yet arrived that we overlook the evidence that is already present. Every small win, every unexpected opportunity, and even every challenge that nudges you toward growth is a signal that the larger plan is in motion. To manifest your desires, it is essential to develop the awareness to notice these signs, to acknowledge them, and to use them as fuel for your faith and persistence. Signs often appear in forms that are easy to dismiss. A text from someone just at the right moment, a sudden idea that solves a problem, or a chance meeting that opens new doors. They may seem small or insignificant at first glance, but their purpose is immense. These are confirmations that your inner state, your imagination, and your focused intention are beginning to ripple outward into the world. And the universe is aligning circumstances to match the vibration of your desires, and these signals are the evidence. When you start to notice them consistently, you will realize that nothing happens randomly. Every event, no matter how minor it seems, is part of a greater orchestration designed to bring you closer to your goal. By recognizing and appreciating these confirmations, you reinforce your faith and strengthen the connection between your inner vision and external reality. Each sign you acknowledge becomes a stepping stone, a reassurance that you are exactly where you need to be, even if the full manifestation has not yet appeared. Awareness is key. The more attuned you are to these signals, the more clearly you can interpret the universe's guidance. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a series of synchronistic events that support your journey. Signs also help you maintain alignment. They show you when to move forward, when to pause, and when to trust the timing of your dreams. Ignoring them leads to doubt and frustration, while noticing them cultivates confidence, patience, and clarity. Each confirmation you receive is a reminder that you are co-creating your reality with the universe, and that your desires are not only valid but inevitable. The beauty of this process is that as soon as you start noticing signs, they multiply. Your consciousness begins to recognize patterns and synchronicities that were always there but previously invisible to you. Life itself becomes a mirror, reflecting your inner state. The more you attune to these confirmations, the more evidence appears that what you are seeking is already on its way. In truth, signs are not just random occurrences. They are proof that the universe is responding to your inner alignment. When you see them, acknowledge them, and trust them, You reinforce the invisible current that is carrying your desires into form. Every small success, every meaningful encounter, every synchronicity is a reminder you are on the right path and the universe is indeed working in your favor. Faith is the invisible bridge between the life you currently see and the life you desire. It is the unwavering trust in the unseen, the certainty that what you are envisioning is already taking form, even if your eyes have not yet witnessed it. Many people stumble in their journey of manifestation because they allow doubt to creep in. Doubt is the single greatest obstacle to creation. It acts as a wall that blocks the flow of energy from your inner vision to the external world. When you doubt, you signal to the universe that you do not truly believe in the reality of your desires, and as a result, manifestation slows or stalls. Unshakable faith, on the other hand, is the key that unlocks the door to transformation. Faith is not wishful thinking or idle hope. It is an active state of consciousness in which you trust fully in what cannot yet be seen. You act, think, and feel as though your desire is already accomplished. You hold it firmly in your imagination and refuse to let temporary circumstances, setbacks, or delays alter your inner conviction. Every moment spent doubting creates resistance, while every moment spent trusting strengthens the invisible forces that are aligning to bring your vision into reality. Faith, in its purest form, does not question the how or the when. It simply trusts that the outcome is inevitable because it is already present in the unseen. To cultivate this kind of faith, you must learn to detach from the evidence of your senses and anchor yourself in the certainty of your inner knowing. The mind may try to reason, to argue, and to rely on logic, but true manifestation comes from a level beyond reasoning, where belief and feeling dominate. Imagine planting a seed and then watering it, not just once, but consistently without seeing immediate growth. You trust that it will sprout because you know the laws of nature work reliably. In the same way, faith is the nurturing force that allows your inner creations to take root and flourish in the unseen world until they appear in form. Faith without doubt transforms your energy. When you maintain unwavering belief, your thoughts, feelings, and actions align with your desired outcome. You no longer waste energy resisting or fearing. Every action you take is guided by confidence in the inevitable fulfillment of your dreams. The universe responds to this energy. Opportunities open, obstacles dissolve, and coincidences multiply. Faith creates a magnetic field that draws your desires toward you because your inner state already matches the reality you are seeking. It is important to recognize that challenges, delays, or uncertainty are not signs of failure. They are tests of faith. They are invitations to strengthen your belief and hold fast to the vision in your mind. When you can remain steady in faith, no matter what appears outside, you are no longer vulnerable to doubt. You become the embodiment of certainty, and certainty is irresistible. Faith without doubt is the engine of creation. Trusting in what you cannot yet see allows the unseen to become the seen. Doubt only obstructs, while unwavering belief propels your desires into reality. When you learn to embrace this level of trust, transformation is no longer a possibility, it is inevitable. Persistence in the inner vision is the secret that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely wish for them. The outer world is often unpredictable, full of challenges, delays, and obstacles that test our resolve. Yet the external circumstances are not the measure of what is possible. They are merely reflections of the inner state. What determines the ultimate outcome is how consistently you hold a vision of your desired reality in your mind. When you keep seeing yourself already enjoying the outcome you seek, no matter what appears outside, you are reinforcing the vibration that attracts it into your life. Persistence in consciousness is far more powerful than any amount of effort or struggle in the physical world, because the outer world is always shaped by the inner world first. To persist in your inner vision, you must cultivate the ability to detach from temporary setbacks and distractions. Life may present situations that seem contradictory to your goal, a delay, a rejection, or an unexpected obstacle, but these do not indicate failure. They are merely signals that your faith and focus are being tested. The moment you allow these external events to dictate your belief, you weaken the very energy that is drawing your desired reality to you. Instead, maintain the image of the end result in your mind with unwavering clarity and emotional intensity. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel the joy, pride, and satisfaction of that reality as if it has already arrived. This mental persistence gradually reshapes your perception of the world and aligns your actions and decisions with your ultimate goal. Persistence is not about forcing reality to bend to your will through struggle or sheer effort. It is about holding a steady, unwavering image of the desired outcome in your consciousness until the outer world conforms to it naturally. This requires patience, discipline, and trust. The more often you return to your inner vision, the stronger it becomes, and the more resistant it is to doubt or fear. The mind, when trained in this way, becomes a powerful instrument for manifestation. Thoughts, emotions, and actions all begin to flow from this central vision, creating a consistent energy that attracts the necessary people, opportunities, and circumstances. It is also essential to recognize that persistence in the inner vision is cumulative. Each time you imagine the completed reality with emotion and clarity, you are reinforcing the foundation of its eventual manifestation. Like a sculptor gradually refining a masterpiece, repeated attention to the inner image shapes the external world in alignment with your vision. And when you visualize, even if weeks or months pass before you see tangible results, your persistence has been quietly building momentum in the unseen realm, preparing the way for a breakthrough. By refusing to be swayed by the changing conditions of the outer world and continuing to inhabit the state of already having achieved your goal, you create a magnetic pull that no obstacle can resist. Your inner persistence signals to the universe that you are fully committed, that you will not settle for anything less than the reality you have envisioned. The outer world eventually conforms, because what is firmly held in consciousness cannot be denied. Persistence in the inner vision is the unshakable practice of living mentally and emotionally in the end result. No matter the circumstances, you continue to see yourself already enjoying your victory. This mental persistence is the invisible force that shapes the tangible world. By maintaining this inner discipline, you become a creator who transforms possibility into reality, one consistent thought and feeling at a time. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the art of manifestation. When you express gratitude as if your desire has already been fulfilled, you are sending a signal to the universe that you are not only aware of your blessings, but also fully ready to receive more. Gratitude is more than a polite acknowledgement. It is an active magnetic energy that magnifies attraction and aligns your consciousness with the reality you seek. It tells the universe that you are in harmony with the abundance that is already on its way to you, and in doing so, it accelerates the arrival of your desires. Many people underestimate the power of gratitude because they wait for circumstances to improve before they feel thankful. They believe that gratitude is a response to what they already have. However, the true law of manifestation works in reverse. Gratitude must precede the experience. By giving thanks in advance, you are affirming the inevitability of the event or outcome, making it already real in the unseen world. When you feel genuine appreciation for the life you are creating, you transform your consciousness into a fertile ground where your desires can take root and flourish. Expressing gratitude requires more than simply reciting words. It is a feeling, an internal state that must permeate your entire being. Imagine your desired outcome has already occurred. See it, feel it, and immerse yourself in the joy, relief, and satisfaction it brings. Then give thanks with your whole heart. Thank the universe, life itself, or the unseen forces that have already orchestrated your success. This is not an act of desperation or hope. It is a confident declaration that your inner vision is already being realized. The more sincere and vivid your feelings of gratitude, the stronger the signal you send, and the more the universe responds with evidence and opportunities. Gratitude also shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When you dwell on what is missing, you strengthen the energy of absence, which delays manifestation. When you focus on gratitude, you amplify the energy of fulfillment. Every act of genuine thanks raises your vibration and draws circumstances, people, and events into alignment with your inner state. Gratitude functions like a magnet. It pulls toward you everything that corresponds to the reality you have already embraced, emotionally and mentally. The practice of gratitude should become a daily habit, a natural part of how you inhabit your inner world. Begin and end each day by reflecting on what you are grateful for, both in your present life and in the life you are creating. Let your feelings of gratitude grow until they are so strong that they fill every thought and emotion. This persistent state of appreciation primes the mind and heart to receive effortlessly, because the universe recognizes that you are ready. Gratitude is not just a tool for happiness, it is a mechanism of creation. By giving thanks as though the event has already occurred, you establish the frequency of your desired reality, strengthen your inner alignment, and open yourself to receive. It bridges the gap between imagination and manifestation, between desire and fulfillment. When practiced consistently, gratitude transforms expectation into reality, impatience into trust, and thought into experience. It is the secret ingredient that accelerates arrival and makes the invisible visible. As we reach the close of this message, remember this: every vision you hold, every feeling you nurture, every sign you notice, every act of faith, persistence, and gratitude is shaping the reality that is coming to you. The universe is already aligning in your favor. What you have imagined, what you have felt as real in your heart, is inevitable. Your job is not to chase or struggle, but to remain steadfast in your inner vision, to trust, to feel, and to give thanks as if it is already done. Know that something huge is coming your way. Prepare yourself to receive it with joy, with confidence, and with unwavering belief. Your imagination is the seed, your emotions are the water, your faith is the sun, and your gratitude is the soil. Nurture them all and watch your life bloom in ways beyond what you can currently imagine. Thank you for taking this time to listen, to reflect, and to open yourself to the power within. Remember, the signs are here, the universe is moving, and your moment is already on its way. Thank you.